Perfect. All right. Hello, all you folks out there. We gonna go identify a willow. Okay. So, long story short, this is a willow, one of the salix species that I propagated from a place called Great Swamp, which is a wildlife management area right at the bottom campus. And I've been doing some willow propagation projects for a couple of different people, mostly with the intention of having pollinator plants. And in the area where this plant is from, I was told that this plant was black willow, Salix nigra, and somebody wanted that specific species. Aside from the fact that this is a female plant, which doesn't really give pollen, and I figured that out yesterday, the plant doesn't really look like nigra to me. I'm a bit skeptical. The leaf shape is kind of off. There aren't really prominent stipules. Something seems a bit odd about this plant. So I am going to key it out. We lost power in the lab today, so I can't really use the computer there. So I figured I'd just make a video while I use the Botany dichotomous key, which I'm pulling up now. I hope the video is still going while I'm, let's just see. I think it's still rolling. Yes, it is. Okay, perfect. Alright, so I can't do a view where you see the screen, unfortunately. But if you go into Go Botany, there is a dichotomous key that I'm looking at now, where we're going to go to Salix. So I'm going to say dichotomous key, click on the dichotomous key button, and then there's an option to jump to a genus, and so I'm going to say jump to Salix. Scroll down until I find Salix, and then I am now going to go to the key for vegetative material. Alright, so the first option, 1A, leaf blades at least somewhat grayed or whitened on the abaxial surface, which would be the underside, by hairs or bloom, or the leaf blades are green beneath, pale at the adaxial, which is the upper surface, without bloom or dense hairs. So I got a magnifying lens on a compass here, and I'll take a look. Alright, so leaf blades at least somewhat gray or white. Yep, definitely whitened. Alright, so I'm going to choose that lead, which has 25 species. Alright, so leaf blade margin 2A, leaf blade margins entire undulate or crenate, teeth when present rounded at the apex and irregular from leaf to leaf, or leaf blade margins denticulate to seriolate, the teeth sharply pointed at the apex and uniform. So let's see. So we have some leaves that don't really have any teeth. Actually, let me see if I can pull up the camera again. So some of these leaves really don't have much in the way of teeth. They have some fine hairs along the edges, but then some of these other leaves have some irregular teeth. Show me your teeth. So I'm going to select, they are entire undulate or crenate, teeth rounded and often irregular from leaf to leaf, which gives us 19 different species. Alright, so the next option, the next couplet, if you will, 3A and 3B. So 3A, dwarf trailing colonial shrubs not exceeding 0.2 meters in height. Nope. It's going to be upright or low spreading shrubs or small trees of various habitats. I'm going to choose that lead. Alright. At least some leaves opposite or sub-opposite. I think these are all alternate. I'm going to say all leaves are alternate. All right. Let's see. So fresh leaves either have revolute margins where they're kind of crimping downward, or they are not rolled under, not revolute. So these fresh leaves are clearly revolute. So we have fresh leaf blades with revolute margins, so I'm going to select this lead, which is going to give us 11 possible species. All right. So the leaf blades are either very glabrous with strictly entire margins, or leaf blades pubescent on one or both surfaces with entire to crenate margins. All right, I'm going to choose that second lead because they are not glabrous, they're pubescent. All right, so our next two options, leaf blades 1.5 to 3 times as long as they are wide, or leaf blades 3 to 40 times as long as they are wide. Well, because the human eye can play tricks on us, let's just do a quick test with a measuring item. So this is in millimeters right now. So this leaf is about 30 millimeters, 30 millimeters long, and at the widest point, it's just about 10 millimeters wide. Okay, so that's 3 times. All right, let's see. Let's try another. This one is just about 22 millimeters long, and it's about 11 millimeters wide. So I'm going to say that it's between 1.5 to 3 times as long as it is wide. All right. So our next option, decorticated wood of 1 to 4-year-old branches with many prominent ridges, some longer than 20 millimeters long. That is not the case with this. I've seen the plant that this comes from. It doesn't have prominent ridges, so I'm going to choose this lead. So I've selected 9B. Okay. So now leaf blades are between 2.5 and 8 centimeters wide, 2 to 3 times as long as they are wide, pubescent with only white hairs, and stems between 8 and 15 meters tall. So again, this is still a fairly young plant, so I'm not entirely sure. But if I were to just do a little bit more measuring here, especially as the leaves start to get older. I don't think that they are more than 2.5 centimeters wide, so that's going to eliminate Salix caprea, which is an invasive. It's known as the goat willow. That was my initial suspicion, so I'm going to choose the other lead, where they are less than 3 centimeters wide, 2 to 9 times as long, sometimes with red-brown hairs intermixed with the white hairs. Well, let's just see. I need better lighting. I don't know, but I'm going to select that now. Although the only problem is my only 2 options are Humilis and Occidentalis, which I'm not sure that this one is. So maybe this is caprea, maybe it's a hybrid. I'm not entirely sure. I took a female catkin from this lineage of plants, and I went ahead and keyed it out in Botany, and it said caprea. So I mean, it could be a hybrid. Maybe it is actually Caprea. Maybe the leaves are just still too young to really determine what I'm dealing with. Maybe I should consult other resources. I really don't know. Willow is a pain in the butt to have to deal with. We have about 24 willows in New England. I'd say maybe 18 or so in Rhode Island. And some of them are non-native, some of them are native. You don't know if you're also dealing with hybrids. So I don't know. I'm just gonna keep going through growing it and seeing what it becomes, consulting with other resources. Oh, I broke the... I don't know.